Well, in case you were watching the game 20 minutes ago and went to eat dinner and came back, you probably are in a state of shock and don't need any dessert right now. I'll tell you that much. India were put into bat by Pakistan, and at the 10-over mark, it looked like things were pretty good. But then 30 runs have resulted in 7 wickets, and India 119 all out in 19 overs. And it was the Pacers that ended up getting 9 of those 10 wickets, one going to a run out, which is not surprising considering just all the delays in the game because of rain. Conditions, of course, very helpful for quick bowlers, and this pitch, yet again, decides to give us no runs. You're watching Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Harsha, Bhogle, Zaheer Khan, and in a rare 2+1, Dinesh, Karthik as well. It's happy hours here at Cricbuzz Live on Sunday evening.
What do you say? If you had gone where for 20 minutes?
If you'd gone for dinner.
Ah, okay. That's because you're Gaurav Kapur.
Yeah.
If you were Ravi Shastri, you might have said something different.
What would I have said if you'd gone to around the corner? That's right. I remember that one. That was good. 20 minutes. But by the way, if you're going round the corner at 11 o'clock at night, there's a problem with your digestive system. You should get it looked at. But Zaheer Khan and me were on in the Cricbuzz com box. At that time, it was 84.
Yeah, around 80, I think 81.
Around 81.
Yeah.
And a lot of you must have heard, I asked Zaheer Khan the question. I said, 100 in the back 10. And what I meant was, would India get 200 in the back 10? And they got 200 and just a little bit more, but not too much.
Yeah, because the tough phase that dealt with very nicely, isn't it?
Yeah.
81 at 10-over mark with 7 wickets to go. It's just about the perfect platform for you to get at least 160, even if the pitch is tough.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting the pitch to get easier in the back 10. But wasn't the case. Pakistan bowlers stayed in the game. They kept on getting wickets.
Yeah.
And that's something which resulted in what we're seeing right now. 7 wickets in just 9 overs for them from there. And pretty much after Surya's wicket, the things were just getting out of control for the Indian batters. They kept on taking those aggressive options. And I think that didn't really help their cause, knowing that the platform and the pitch conditions... 160 also you would have been happy with. I think the target, immediate target which you calculate is something which you would have looked at 150 maybe before the start of the game.
Yeah.
But because of that solid platform at 10-over mark, they thought that, okay, continue with the momentum, continue with the tempo, but wasn't the day.
That didn't work. Dinesh Karthik, of course, was in the middle of a 30-course Vazwan dinner. He's had to leave it at course 26 because wickets kept falling. But that back 10 makes for poor reading, doesn't it, DK?
Very much so. They had the game in control at the 10-over mark, and I'm not surprised that you would ask that question, because it is the right question to ask, whether India can maximize the last 10. Though there were some ordinary shots played. I thought Surya's shot excusable, Shivam Dubey still okay, but Rishabh Pant, someone who's experienced, someone who's coming back, someone who's batting well. I thought, especially after a wicket falling, to try and take down a fast bowler straight over the bowler when there is a long on in place, with him bowling the slow one coming in, is a bad option. And that's what really caused the downfall after that, because the next ball, Jadeja got out, a ball stopped on him. The one thing is, batting isn't easy. India made it look a little easier than what it was at the start, but right from the start, the pitch is slow.
Yeah.
So this 120 is definitely defendable.
Yeah, and that's not a very big call, by the way, because average scores here, Harsha, is like 103 before this game.
Yeah, I was listening to Ravi there. It's always good to hear people who are at the venue. And he said because there was a touch of moisture early on, it would leave a few indentations. He thought the bounce would get more and more uneven as the game wore along. And you could hear Vakar and the others saying, look, 130, 135 is a score you can play with. And this is a decent Indian bowling attack. So my feeling was that the batters out there, probably the best judges of what a good score is, the people who are batting there, might have thought, let's push it around, get to 130.
Yeah.
Or maybe push it around till the 18th over and see if we can get 2 big overs at the end. But get to 130, 135. We've got the great benefit of hindsight because we now know what they didn't do.
Yeah.
But you'd have thought 130, 132. I think 130, 132, you get a couple of wickets early, Pakistan would be under trouble. So I think it's about 15 short.
Yeah, out of all of them, obviously, Rishabh Pant here, he has got that score. But a lot of it was, him riding his luck. He was playing the one way that he knows how to play.
Well, I think if you ask Rishabh that would he have played that shot in that situation, his answer would be yes.
Yeah.
Because the whole of his innings, he's been taking his chances.
Yeah.
So he got to 42 playing those shots. Yes, what DK is saying that, maybe the wicket had fallen and he would have changed a gear, maybe gone a gear or two down and then attacked again. But when you're in that zone, at times you just get carried away with the tempo which you have set for yourself. So that resulted in wicket. Jadeja then getting out on the next delivery. Suddenly the pressure is on. So I think that is something which was. It happens in the game, I guess, because of that platform which you've set already. 80. You're thinking. You're talking about 100, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about getting 10 runs per over, which looked possible because the 11th over actually went for 9 runs.
Yeah.
So it was the tempo which was set at that stage. It just that the wickets falling didn't really help India's cause.
True.
And the plan maybe at that stage, or the communication within the batting group, must be that okay, we can push it to 170, 175. Get Pakistan completely out of the game. But when it doesn't happen, it looks how it's looking at this stage.
It is, yeah, that's right. India with a long batting lineup today, not playing out the 20 overs. DK, we noticed there's a lot of catches at the boundary as well, right? And it makes you think that on perhaps 9 out of 10 IPL grounds, those were all sixes.
Oh, 100%. This is a big difference in New York. The side boundaries are very, very big. Add to that, the outfield is slow. Also, the toughest part is the pitch. It isn't coming onto the bat nicely. So when they have fast bowlers who are bowling 140 plus, as batters, all you're trying to do is use the pace of the ball. And that wasn't happening that easily. Most of the shots that were hit for boundaries were hit against the speed of the ball, rather hitting straight down the ground, flicking a ball and all of that. We hardly saw a cut shot or a ball that was just picked up. Rohit Sharma's first shot before the rain break was the only one where he used the pace of the ball. When he came back and did it, which was slightly fuller ball, they weren't able to use the pace of the ball, which tells you the pitch was slow, and hence it will be harder for Pakistan batters as well.
Yeah, but of course they have a target which is less than a run a ball, so plays right into Babar Azam's wheelhouse, doesn't it?
It does, and we were talking about 44 or 43.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, today 44 or 43, they'll take 44 or 43 today.
Gold.
Yeah, because it's still par and it's got substance. India's substance has come from Rishabh Pant. If you get a 40 or 40 balls today, you take it any day.
It is trouble. It's trouble. We'll have a look at the Pakistan bowling. And just as we were telling you, it's just all been quicks pretty much. I mean, they didn't even bowl Shadab today. And the spinners in between Iftikhar and Imad Wasim have bowled their 4. But they're quicks. And Zach, I'll bring you in on this because the quicks got all the wickets today.
Yes, and I think Rauf, especially after bowling that first over, which resulted in 3 fours, and then to come back and take 3 wickets, there's something which was a game changer at that stage, because the game really changed after 10 overs. Till 10 overs, it was even game, maybe India ahead, looking at the conditions. Yeah. But Rauf was the one bowler which actually got them back in the game from that point on.
Yeah, Mohammed Amir after the game has said that we bowled well as a bowling unit, but he still says, and this is quite interesting, DK, because Mohammed Amir after the game has said, I still feel that this is a decent score and we need to bat well. Putting his own batting team under pressure, or maybe just telling them that relax guys, a runner ball can also be a little difficult on this. But jokes apart, I mean the fact that Mohammed Amir himself essentially is saying that though they bowled well, there is definitely help for the bowlers in this wicket.
True. In these kind of games, it's very important to stay with to a point. You don't want it to climb beyond 8, say, and the last 5, 40 is okay as long as they have wickets in hand. But if they feel that they have a lot of time and end up playing too defensively at the start, then that slowly but steadily builds pressure. And when that pressure builds and a couple of wicket falls, which always happens in these kind of games, because for a new batter to come in and get going takes time. And that's what happened when India batted as well. So that is the trick in these kind of pitches. So for one batsman to bat at least 12 to 14 overs becomes very, very important from Pakistan's point of view.
I'm just saying, Zach, as a bowling unit, as India right now, you've got a lowish score to defend. You've got the bowlers to defend it. You've got the conditions that can help you. You've got the pitch. You've got an underconfident Pakistan batting team, right? Are you sitting in that huddle and saying, we have to get Babar because the rest of them are all kind of lowish on confidence as far as form is concerned?
early wickets is something which you have to think of. There is no doubt about that. Arshdeep has been in good form, good wicket-taking form. He's backing himself to pitch the ball up. He's getting that swing. Siraj is someone who again loves pitching the ball up and attacking the stumps. So you have the right kind of bowlers to do that damage as early as possible. Now with Pakistan, if that happens, then you know that if you expose that middle order early, we've seen in the game against US as well, that middle order is shaky. So that's the situation you want if you want to defend this total. Babar and Rizwan are those two key batters there. They like to set the game up that way. They like to take the time up front. Power play is going to be very crucial. India scored 54 runs in power play today. So that is a good power play on this pitch. Pakistan, if they are able to match that or come close to that without losing too many wickets, then that will ease the pressure off. But if that doesn't happen, it's going to be tremendous pressure on the Pakistan back.
You go with Bumrah two up front? You go with Bumrah two up front? Normally India tend to go with Siraj and Arshdeep and get Bumrah back towards the tail end of the power play.
I think they will stick to the similar kind of stack-up. Because Siraj is someone who is more effective
swing the ball.
With the new ball, pitching the ball up. So I think because of that, Rohit will still look to give Arshdeep and Siraj the new ball and then bring Bumrah. But Bumrah might bowl 2 overs in the power play as opposed to 1.
You got to DK because you got to throw your best option to Babar and Rizwan because you know that they're not going to be taking any chances, right? They're not going to be taking any chances in this power play.
They'll play it as normally as they can, probably as much. They wouldn't look to go hammer and tongs. It's against their grain actually to do something like that. So they will just come out and wait for the bad ball, which could play into India's hands if we bowl the right lengths. And it's not an easy pitch. And, as much as Babar's wicket is important, I think he could put other batters under pressure if boundaries are not given to him easily. He's not someone who likes to take big risks in the first 15, 18 balls of his innings. So, and he is someone, again, for the left-arm ball that comes back in, the Arshdeep Singh ball that dips back in, he is vulnerable to that as well. So you put both together, there is a chance that we can get him out early. In case you don't get him out early, it's still, if you just stack up the dot balls against him, the pressure at the other end will definitely show.
Well, there was two...
The other thing is, did we see a lot of balls turning? I think from Iftikhar, 1 or 2 balls turned. If there's a little bit of turn in this, India have got 2 spinners who bowl quick and hit the deck. If the ball starts to turn a little, if the bounce is a little up and down, both Jadeja and Akshar might be good bowlers.
Yeah, we only got 2 overs of spin in the first 10 from Pakistan. Don't know how many you're going to get here from India. Again, maybe just those 2, if you see, maybe 1 over each with the 2 of them. But Harsha, the thing here is, it's very simple. It's like stating the obvious, but this match is not going 20 overs, right? Either ways. India's got to get all 10 wickets, so these guys got to finish the game in 18, 19. This match is not going 20 overs.
If it goes to 20 overs and Pakistan are short, I'd love to be a fly on the wall in their change room to see what the conversation's about.
I don't think there'll be a wall left in their changing room.
No.
The balls will fall, the roof will blow off.
It'll have been pulled down, and just as well, Gary Curson doesn't have a lot of hair to pull out either.
That's true.
So, yeah, right. It's not going to 20 overs.
Yeah, Zach, you just got to throw all your attacking options at that because you got to get the wickets. That's the only way you're winning this game.
That's what I'm curious about. How Rohit is going to look to use Hardik as well because you want to be attacking.
Yeah.
So Bumrah is the key when it comes to taking wickets. You want to use Bumrah's over as early as possible. But then how are you going to fit in Hardik also in that whole scenario is something which you have to see. And we'll see how Rohit is thinking.
There was a low score in 2021 as well in that World Cup. I know, my mother always says, "Beta, shakal achhi nahi to baatein to achhi kar liya karo." But still, I got to tell you the truth. In 2021, that was when they won by 10 wickets. That's the only win that Pakistan has had in World Cups. So, yeah, they'll probably be looking at that and Babar, Rizwan talking to each other going, well, we can do this again, can't we? But the Indian bowlers, especially Bumrah, Hardik's attacking option as well. So what can they do? Can they use these conditions? How many will they get in the power play? That's our guessing game. None of us got it right in the first innings because it was far lower. Parthiv Patel got it right in the Hindi show. He's little PP's a pessimistic bloke. He had said 126 or something, so he got that guess right. But let's go power play.
I thought I was in with a chance with 154. I thought I was in with a very good chance.
I thought I was at the halfway stage. We all thought we were in with a chance with our 150 odd. What are they going to get in the power play? DK? You want to go?
40.
40. I like 40. 40 is a good number. What do you say, Zaki?
43.
43. I was thinking 43.
I'm going under. I think you get about 34.
34. Right,
34 is game on.
Yeah. I think I'll go 43. 43 means the same as you. You can't get a bullseye then.
If you can't take 300 wickets, you might as well agree on the score, no? Get the same score.
That's true. But the fact is, Zach and me, between us, we have 300 wickets. So
Correct. It's like I often tell SMG when we're doing commentary together, we got 3,400s and 10,100 runs between us.
Actually, I just want to say that DK, me, Zach, and Harsha, between the four of us, we have 300 test wickets. That's right. we can all throw a hat into the ring. Okay, I'll go slightly high. I'll go 46. Bullseye ke liye.
Okay.
I'll go with 46. All right. Can Pakistan do this? Can they get 120 and break 1.5 billion hearts? Can they do it? There's a lot riding on it for them. They desperately need these 2 points, but they will have to hold their nerve despite it being a run-a-ball chase. We're going to see you at Cricbuzz Combox. That's at the end of the 10th over. So do join us then. We'll let DK go back to his Vazwan, finish his remaining courses. Big thank you to Zach and Harsha. I'm Gaurav Kapur. You are watching Cricbuzz Live. Goodbye.